Hello, welcome back. In this video, I wanted to do a build on the Technomancer, which utilizes no legendary mods or gear. Got this idea from a viewer. Thank you so much, Jason. This build focuses on critical damage to subsidize our damage output because we will be utilizing no tier 3 mods of any variety, not on our weapon or our armor. It's a challenge. I absolutely love a challenge. While some people in this community are on a mission to get their watermark as quickly as possible via in-game hacks, cheating, modded gear, and other stupid, idiotic ways of ruining a game, which I promised this wouldn't be a video about cheating and modding. I promised, but it's so ridiculous. There's nothing to do after you complete your character in this game. What are you doing? You're just going to get your character maxed out and then throw this game directly in the trash where it belongs if you just cheat like a loser. A nice, long, hard challenge for me is always my favorite way to play this game. If you got a cool, stupid, potentially idiotic idea for something dumb you'd like to see me sweat it out and try, I'd love to hear about it. In this video, we are going to cover the build which you can utilize to easily solo challenge tier 14s. You can do 15s, it's very possible. We utilize no legendary gear, no legendary tier 3 mods on our weapon or our armor. Go over the skills as well as the class tree. If at any point in time you enjoy this video, feel free to drop a sub. It helps me grow the channel and makes my EP grow 2 sizes bigger. For our skills, we will be utilizing blighted rounds because this is an unlimited toxic round build, cryo turret, and blighted turret. If you wanted to switch out cryo turret for cold snap, you are more than welcome to. It absolutely is viable. For our class tree, we want to focus on the top tree, get a little bit of health and resistance from the middle tree. Need to make sure you put the point into bonus critical damage and bonus armor piercing. You do lose out on blur screen and suffer with the health regen, but it's really not as big of a deal because you pump out pretty good damage and you also have nice health because you cannot use Dark Sacrifice if you're not using tier 3 mods. For our weapon, what I found worked the best was to make this a critical damage based build. We can do a serious amount of damage with our critical shots. We're going to want to run critical point tier 1 to make sure we get a bonus chance of random criticals if we can't hit headshots. For me, that's all the time. And then Gravedigger's Frenzy, which makes it so that when we do hit our crits, we get a 5-second period where we do a ton of bonus critical damage. Another option here is to run something with Death Chains, tier 2, good damage, but you might find that if you do use a damage mod on your weapon, you will run out of toxic rounds faster if those Death Chains or Storm Whip do confirm the kills. I love critical analysis, nice tier 1, 15% bonus damage to your crit damage. For your other tier 1 mods, I would recommend making the turret do freeze for crowd control, make the blighted turret erode enemy armor. There is a mod which makes the blighted turret suck away 30% of the enemy's armor for 5 seconds. This is very helpful for elites, as elites are your biggest problem. Without Captain Slayer, you don't get that sweet 25% bonus damage to elites, so any sort of armor piercing to make you do more damage is rather useful. Have to have toxic lead, and then everything else is fairly standard as far as buffing our damage against poison afflicted targets as well as crit stack and damage absorber. I would potentially recommend running another defensive mod. I like rejuvenation because it gives you bonus firepower as well as armor. However, another viable option here would be tier 2 mitigation from death. Killing enemies while aiming down sights grants you bonus armor. This setup is pretty difficult to play in a tier 15. As I mentioned earlier, I would highly recommend utilizing this exact setup for tier 14 farming. You can blow through all of them with no problems whatsoever. Your biggest issue is absolutely going to be elites, and if you have it, please run Captain Slayer. You can substitute that mod for anything on your setup right now besides the toxic round refill, and you will do seriously good damage. And this is crazy because this character just really is so OP in my opinion. It's ridiculous. With no tier 3 mods, and I can complete challenge tier 15s. If you are struggling with a character and you're like, fuck this, I want to make something broken and overpowered, just go for an unlimited round toxic techno. It's infallible. The cool thing is when you try new stuff, you learn new things, and I had not realized how powerful the armor debuff from the decay turret was. Once you see that red vest icon on the enemy's health bar, you know it is time to get down and nasty and focus their crits. It doesn't translate to 30% debuff on armor, it means 30% bonus damage, but the damage numbers definitely increase and you will notice it for sure. I would recommend running some status power as we do not have a lot of frost on this build, so it's nice to keep them frozen for a longer period of time. However, if you do not want to do that, I would recommend bonus firepower, long range damage, close range damage. This is the meta. Just pump those damage numbers way up. To be honest with you, I actually wanted to do long range, close range on everything, but I wasn't gonna refarm all that gear, sorry. And also my cryo turrets are never leaving this Technomancer. They're too fun, man. Way too fun, and especially because of how squishy this guy is, it's so helpful having some form of crowd control for those elites and the alphas that always want to jump right inside your beehole. You gotta freeze them down, focus them down, and then punch them right in the dick. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to do the standard YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe. Come on now. I earned it. Maybe. Probably. If you're at the end of the video, I did. Anyway, until next time, we out.